News came out Monday that there are new rules for the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. We bring this up. Mike Tyson, of course, legendary boxer, YouTuber turned boxer, Jake Paul, who is a polarizing figure to say the least. But he's taken on and boxing him for what is essentially amounted to exhibition fights. Am I wrong? Like, you're in the fight game. Is that a good description of what Jake Paul has done?
Yeah, I mean, Kang is too. I would say that I don't think we would label these as like real legitimate professional fights. He's not fighting boxers.
He fought like
He's
two
fought
boxers, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
He's basically fought MMA fighters that are well past their prime, and guys that aren't boxers that are MMA fighters. It's a big difference.
Well, this fight with Tyson, when we brought it up at first, there was kind of this thought, okay, Tyson's what, in his 50s? I don't know how old he is.
It's like 57 or 59. I forget what.
Okay, so he's obviously up there in age. He still looks like he's in incredible shape, but I mean, let's face it, he's not going to be what he once was.
No.
Jake Paul's kind of a beast, but he's not a professional boxer. He's a guy training to box, but he's not a professional boxer.
He's more of a professional boxer, I think, than people want to give him credit for, though. He has worked on his craft. He looks like a competent boxer. There are people in the boxing game that say, look, I don't even know what I want to say. He's legit or somewhat legit, but there is a legitimacy to what he does now. And that's why it makes it such a mismatch when he goes against the MMA guys.
He's taking it seriously.
Yeah.
I give him credit for that. He's gotten his body in great shape. He studies. He hits mitts. He technique, all that stuff. He's very amateur and novice in the professional game. But as far as an amateur, he's above, like, your weekend warrior. That's for sure.
So here's the thing about him, though, is that I think when he and Tyson, who have a previous like business/friendship, announced they were going to fight each other, I think it was. My guess is here, and I'm sort of watching this from the outside looking in, that it was looked at with a collective eye roll, like this is going to be just a money grab, and it's not going to amount to much. Then the rules for the fight came out on Monday. It's an officially sanctioned professional fight. The results will be recorded on official records. Knockouts are permitted. The fight will consist of 8 2-minute rounds. Fighters will have 14-ounce gloves, and no headgear will be used. So does this sound like, wait a sec, is this going to be a real fight? Is this something worth watching now?
It sounds like it's more worth watching now than it did before. They're 2-minute rounds. They're not 3-minute rounds. There's only 8 of them. It's not like 10, 12, or 15, although they still do 15 rounds. But it's not 10 or 12 rounds. It's 8. And you're shortening it by a minute per round. But then again, when you got a guy who's in his late 50s, I'm okay with that, seeing how that's the guy I'm rooting for. Yeah. So I want all the rules slanted to favor Mike Tyson.
The guy you're rooting for.
The thing I can't get out of my head is that the Paul brothers are all about promotion, all about making money. And is this just a setup? Is this going to be a fake fight, or is this going to be legitimate?
I mean, I think with every fight, whenever I bring this up, Kang, you always say, well, they're all money grabs.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I enjoy, listen, boxing and MMA entertain me. I watch them because I find it, it's to me, I enjoy the skill set. I enjoy a lot of things, aspects about it. But with that being said, it's absolute like gutter people running these things. And honestly, like there's no shame in ethics, from the promoter to the ref to the boxer to the judges, like everything. You can question everything and have legit questions about it all. Unfortunately, that's the case. Whether a guy's taking a dive or a guy's using steroids or a judge is he's on the take. That stuff bothers the heck out of me. But like I said, I still watch because I'm entertained by it. But yeah. You never know, Doug, when you're watching these things, what's real and what's not.
But what came out this week, more legit, right?
It makes me want to watch it more because I didn't want headgear,
Right.
And to me, whether it counts on the record or not didn't bother me. I mean, whatever, I guess. But
I think it kind of matters.
I think it kind of matters to Tyson.
Because I can't imagine that Mike Tyson wants to have a blemish on his actual record. So, and I don't know, maybe it's just reputation of Mike Tyson. That part of me thinks if Paul lands a punch to Tyson, that Tyson's going to snap and he's going to revert to.
Well, you want him to.
Exactly, I want him to. That's
or
what
he
I'm
could go
hoping
down,
for.
Gator.
I know. I've seen that, unfortunately. But So I don't know what to expect out of this thing. And I mean, get back to the original question. Am I more apt to watch this fight now than I was? Yeah, I am. As we get closer to it, I probably was going to be anyway. But I'm less dismissive about it now because I do think these rules are in place to make it more legitimate.
Now, part of me thinks, and tell me if I'm wrong here, because I'm an outsider. This fight gets announced. It's not creating enough buzz. They realize it's thought of as a sham, so they come out with all this. It's still a sham, but they come out with all this to try and generate more interest and more pay-per-view buys.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Gator, Tyson isn't fighting for legacy anymore, man. He's fighting for a paycheck. You know, and if he loses to Jake Paul, which would absolutely suck for like fans of Tyson or anti-Jake Paul fans, it's a real possibility. And I don't think at this point Tyson, I don't want to say he doesn't care, but so what? I mean, he's going to get paid a ton of money for doing this. And then that's the ultimate goal between these two guys, to get everyone to buy it and watch it. Or even buy it, just watch it. Because if you have Netflix, you can watch this.
True. What would get you more excited about it than thinking that, oh, wait a minute, maybe this is legit? Is it seeing more videos of Tyson training? Is it seeing Tyson look like he's getting legitimately pissed and fired up for this? And what is it that would get you like, okay, I got it. Here we go.
As long as Jake Paul's involved, I won't think it's really that
That's
legit,
a problem, yeah.
Unfortunately. You know, I'm going to still watch, like I say, because I'm rooting for an outcome, Tyson to knock out Paul, and I enjoy boxing in general. So I don't know if there's anything, to answer your question, I don't know if there's anything that can help legitimize it more for me. But I like the fact that there's no headgear and things like that.
Well,
I want that to be, more, I want it to look real.
Well, is this a fight that's going to end one or the other's legacy? Like, is that the outcome of what happens? Like, if Tyson gets knocked out, then Tyson's legacy is, I mean, it's not totally shot, but the way it finishes up is
it's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
If Jake Paul gets knocked out, does that end the sham of Jake Paul?
Or not good for him if he wants to actually continue a real boxing career. To get knocked out about a 57, I mean, by the time they fight, might be 58-year-old.
But he might also make $100 million off the fight, or whatever the pay-per-view value is going to be.
Well, it's not pay-per-view, but
well, right, sorry, but there's an enormous price that he's going to get.
248-539-9797.